On January 4th, 2012, a single image appeared on the internet. It was posted to 4chan's random board by an anonymous user identified only as 3301. The post was simple. It challenged anyone reading it to find a message hidden within the image. That was all. Within minutes, someone discovered that opening the file as text revealed an appended string, readable, unexpected. The string contained a cipher. Once decoded, it formed a URL. Using a steganography application called OutGuess, solvers extracted hidden data embedded in the image itself. The extracted data led to a subreddit. The subreddit pointed to a book. A book and a code produced a phone number. When called, the number played a pre-recorded message.
It wasn't erased.
The message referenced two missing numbers, the dimensions of the original image. Multiplying those dimensions with 3301 and using the result as a web address led to a website. The site showed a countdown and an image of a cicada. When the countdown reached 0, the page changed. A list of coordinates, 14 locations, 5 different countries. The puzzle had just stepped off the internet and into the physical world. At each of the 14 locations was a poster, a cicada symbol, a QR awaiting. Those living near the coordinates went out and found them. For many, this was the moment they knew this was something different. The QR code linked to an image. The image contained a riddle. The riddle led to a book. The book led to a website. Only a select group of first arrivals were accepted into the final stage. Then the door closed. The rest were locked out. The message was unambiguous. Cicada was not looking for everyone. The finalists were told explicitly, do not collaborate, do not share what comes next. After nearly a month of silence, Cicada announced the conclusion of the first puzzle. The lack of any explanation angered many. Questions that began with the original image still had no answers. What was the puzzle for? Who was behind it? What happens when you reach the end? The answer, it turned out, lay in a detail most had overlooked. Every cicada clue carried a PGP cryptographic signature. This allowed solvers to verify authenticity. Cicada had warned of imposters, and imposters had appeared. Then, exactly 1 year and 1 day after the first image, a new post verified authentic, Cicada was back. After a year of imitations, the real thing had returned. Round 2 had begun. And the community that had never fully disbanded came flooding back. The second puzzle followed a familiar pattern. Image, message, book, link. The structure was the same. At one point, solvers uncovered an audio recording titled The Instar Emergence. A clue led to a cryptic Twitter account. The account led to an image. The image contained a runic alphabet. Nobody yet understood why. It would remain a mystery. The puzzle again expanded into the physical world. 8 locations, 4 countries. New posters, same cicada symbol, same structure. But this time, the trail ended differently. The second puzzle never officially concluded. The trail simply went cold. Cicada vanished again. Unlike the first puzzle, there was no closing statement, no announcement, just silence. Then early 2014, round 3. The image led once again through its familiar sequence, but this time the puzzle revolved around something new. The Liber Primus, first book in Latin written by Cicada, primarily in runes. The runic alphabet from 2013 finally made sense. It was the key to reading the book. Translation began, but what was revealed was not straightforward. The translated pages contained philosophical and ideological content. Some compared it to a manifesto, others to something stranger. One page directed solvers to a site on the deep web. That site has never been discovered. 74 pages containing runes, only 19 have ever been successfully translated. The rest remain encrypted. More than 4 years of collective effort. 19 pages, 55 pages still locked. Another translated page led to a second recording titled Interconnectedness. 2015 came and went, no new puzzle. Many concluded the Liber Primus had to be completed first. In early 2016, Cicada surfaced briefly their message, go back to the book. The community returned to the book. 4 years of progress had produced 19 pages. Progress slowed almost to nothing. In April 2017, Cicada made what would be their last public statement, a warning against false information, nothing else. And then, nothing. The puzzle that began in 2012 remains officially open and officially unfinished. 5 years of puzzle.
Still no
3
pattern.
rounds, 1 unfinished book, and the
Just
same
static.
3 questions still unanswered. At some point, the question shifts. Not what is the next clue, but who would do all of this? Theories had circulated from the very beginning. Some found the complexity itself to be the evidence. The first theory, alternate reality game, a corporate marketing stunt. It had precedent. Microsoft did exactly this in
Too
2001.
clean, too
Halo 2
scripted.
used a similar viral puzzle campaign. It was a known and effective technique. But no product ever appeared, no commercial angle ever emerged, the corporate theory quietly collapsed. Then came a more compelling comparison. In 2013, British intelligence agency GCHQ launched a cryptographic recruitment challenge. The parallels were striking. Decrypt hidden messages, prove your skills, be recruited. Sound familiar? Google did something similar with cryptic billboards in 2004. The US Navy launched an identical project in 2014. Then leaked from the final stage of the first puzzle, an email, allegedly from Cicada, describing who they are. They described themselves as an international group, privacy as a fundamental right, recruiting like-minded individuals. And then, the final line of a document marked "Do not share." Do you believe
No
that information
signature,
should be
no
free?
verification,
The irony was apparently lost.
no trail.
The PGP signature, the one thing that could have confirmed the email's legitimacy,
The file was never
had been
logged,
removed by whoever leaked it.
but the
Without
timestamp
it,
doesn't
email
match the
remains
server logs.
unverifiable, compelling, possibly authentic, but unconfirmed. In 2015, Rolling Stone interviewed 2 alleged winners of the first puzzle. They described what came after the final stage, what they found, and what happened next. After receiving an email from Cicada, they were taken to a forum on the dark web. Around 20 recruits, a handful of Cicada members. They were told Cicada 3301 had been founded by a group of friends, a shared ideology, friends recruiting friends. From that small founding group, the organization had grown, decentralized, international, anonymous. The recruits
They're
were given a
listening,
task, developed software aligned with Cicada's privacy
but not
ideology.
yet hearing.
Without the allure of a puzzle, the recruits lost interest. By end of 2012, all but one had left. Then the site itself disappeared. A second account emerged, a YouTuber named Nox Populi, who claims to have completed the second puzzle himself. He described receiving an invitation to join Cicada 3301 after completing the final stages, but instead of a website, he was told to be patient. Then around
So
May
the key exchange
2013,
has to
all
be
communication
authenticated
stopped.
first.
He reached
Trust
out
no
to
one,
other
not even the
puzzle
node.
players. Their stories were identical, every single one. All the stories were the same, invited to join, then something happened, then silence. The first puzzle had roughly 20 winners. The second, Nox Populi estimates, approximately 5. As for who Cicada is, Nox Populi offers his most credible theory, remnants of the cypherpunk movement. Cypherpunks, activists who emerged in the late 80s and
One
90s.
person
Their core belief,
could do this.
strong cryptography
Not a
as
team,
tool of freedom.
not a
small
system,
group from that
just
era.
one.
Still active, still ideologically committed, using puzzles to find others like themselves. Nox Populi produced a detailed series on the puzzles, the most comprehensive walkthrough available. It is worth your time. 3 puzzles, 5 years, and then a silence that has now lasted longer than the puzzles themselves. Here is what most people overlook. No element of any Cicada puzzle required more than one person. Right now, anyone with a modest budget could hire strangers around the world to install posters. This is not a logistical miracle. Though one detail does stand out, no poster location was more than an hour from an international airport. Some were within walking distance. This suggests someone may have actually traveled, but it is not conclusive. So who is Cicada 3301? Let me tell you what I actually think. Not a corporation. The lack of any commercial outcome eliminates that. Not a government agency. Their recruitment is far less theatrical. The most plausible answer, a loose-knit group of privacy-minded hobby cryptographers, possibly with roots in the cypherpunk era. Not a vast
That's the
shadow
encryption
network,
layer.
not a government.
We'll need to isolate the
Small group
API
of people
call.
who
Yes,
care
but only if the
deeply about
handshake is
privacy and
verified
found a
first.
remarkable way to find others who do too. Their stated goal, if the leaked email is authentic, was to develop privacy software, with talented people they found through puzzles. The first round's recruits lost interest when the puzzle ended. The software was never built. The forum disappeared. Whatever happened in May 2013, the silence that followed wasn't planned. Something changed internally. And consider this. Every element of these puzzles could have been produced by one highly motivated individual, with time, with skill, with a vision. The Liber Primus alone represents an enormous investment of creative and intellectual effort. This is not a casual prank. Whatever Cicada is, whoever they are, they created something genuinely unprecedented. And whether or not they intended to finish it, they didn't. The Liber Primus sits unfinished. The majority of it is still locked behind layers of encryption that have resisted years of collective effort. 19 pages translated, 55 to go, and the community is smaller now than it was at its peak. The solvers who remain are the dedicated remnant. They return periodically, they make small progress, and they wait. In April 2017, Cicada posted for the last time, a warning, then nothing. The domains are silent, the accounts inactive. The trail ends in 2017. Let us go back to the image, the one posted on January 4th, 2012, and look at what it contained. Ciphertext, steganographic data, a subreddit, a book code, a phone number, a website, a countdown, 14 coordinates. 3 rounds of puzzles spanning 3 years, each building on the last, each ending in deliberate silence. And the same 3 questions, still there, still unanswered after more than a decade. People have spent years on this, real years. Not a few weekends, years of their lives in pursuit of an answer that may not exist. And the question beneath the question, If the book is ever fully decoded, will the answer be worth the effort? The deep website mentioned in the Liber Primus has never been found. It may no longer exist. It may never have existed. Some pages appear to use multiple layers of encryption applied in sequence. The order in which to decrypt them is itself unknown. The community has tried, methodically, exhaustively, the wall remains. This is what the puzzle has produced. Years of collective intelligence applied to a mystery created by an anonymous group, for an unknown purpose. Here is what we know with certainty. Cicada 3301 is real, the puzzles were real, the PGP signatures were verified. Every authentic communication was cryptographically signed. No fake has ever successfully replicated a valid Cicada signature. The physical posters were real, found independently by unconnected individuals in multiple countries. The phone recording was real, the websites were real. The Liber Primus is a real authored document. Real people completed real stages, real recruits were contacted. And then something real happened that we do not understand. In May 2013, all contact stopped simultaneously. Every winner experienced the same silence at the same time. What caused that silence is the one question that has no even partially compelling answer.
What remains isn't
The community
evidence,
still
it's
exists,
echo.
smaller, older, but still returning to the book. And still trying. What makes this different from most internet mysteries is the verifiable foundation. You can check the PGP signatures yourself. The tools that verify Cicada's authenticity are freely available, the evidence is testable, and it holds up. Everything else, who exactly they are, what the book fully says, what happened in May 2013, remains genuinely unknown, and Cicada 3301 seems content to leave it that way. The puzzle is still open, the book is still mostly unread, and the three questions remain exactly where they started. The Liber Primus is in many ways the final message Cicada left, and most of it has never been read. What has been translated suggests an internally consistent set of values: privacy, freedom of information, decentralization. The untranslated pages are not blank or random, they are encrypted with intent. Something is in them. Whatever it is, Cicada wanted it found. They built three puzzles that culminated in this book. The deep website they referenced has never been located. It may be the final destination, or it may be long gone. 3 years, 3 puzzles, 1 book, and a silence that has outlasted everything else. The last thing they said was, "Be careful of false paths." Then they walked away from their own. But the book remains, and anyone willing to learn the tools, cryptography, steganography, runic translation, can still attempt it. People are still trying, right now, while you watch this. What is Cicada 3301? The most honest answer is we don't know, and that may be exactly the point. What was it for? Who made it? What happens when you reach the end? Maybe the questions are the point. Maybe the search was always the destination. Or maybe the answer is in the book, locked, waiting for the right person. Cicada hasn't returned, the book hasn't been finished, and the puzzle that began with a single image on a message board in 2012 is still open. If you want to go deeper, Nox Populi's channel is the most comprehensive resource. Link in the description. And if you ever figure out what's in the rest of the book, let us know. January 4th, 2012. 1 image, 1 challenge, 1 name. 3301.